Namaste. Good afternoon, dear students of Class 7. It's me, Savina Shrestha, your science facilitator. I would like to welcome you all in science class, today's science class. So let's get started. Today it's our second class. We started the measurement lesson of physics in previous class. So I'd like to start the class with some revision, recap. I think you all remember what we learned in previous class. Last week Wednesday we had the class, and today this Wednesday today we have our second class. So what we learned in previous class, let's have a short review first of all. Let me just present the slides. We learned about measurement. Yes, we learned about measurement. You can just check over here. Just a minute. Measurement, and under it yes, so let's have a short recap of this. Under measurement, we first of all learned what is actually measurement. Yeah, the process of comparing the unknown quantity with non-standard quantity is measurement. We learned about it and its importance, is why measurement is important in our daily life. We learned about it. Then after, about different quantities that can be measured as physical quantities and different types of quantities that cannot be measured as non-physical quantities. And under physical quantities, we learned about, we just discussed about various fundamental quantities and all in short. Yeah, and the main thing we focused was about the traditional system of measurement, how people used to have the measurement, used to do this activity of measurement in previous time, ancient times, that we learned, and what were their defects, so that the people were compelled to find out about SI system, SI unit of measurement that we learned in previous class. And also then after these quantities were found out, the SI units of measurement were discovered. All these 7 units we discussed in previous class, and also we started about length. What is length? Now today we are going to continue through length, revising little bit the ones already done in previous class as well. So length, we all know the gap between any 2 points. In previous class also we have already discussed the distance between any 2 points is called length. Like a scale is here. Here we can see the units written, numbers, the reading we can see here. It's 0 centimeter in one side and it's 30 centimeter, 30 written in another side. So the gap between these 2 points, this point, this end to this end, this gap is called as length. Yes, this is simply length, the length of the scale. We can say it's right now around, it's 30 centimeter long scale. We can use scale to measure different lengths, different sizes of the lengths. Like length, it can be in the form of breadth, it can be in the form of height, it can be in the form of diameter, radius. These all are different forms of length. Then like all the measuring devices of length, last time I have already explained about it. Like a scale can be used, or if you have to measure a bit the further longer distances, we can use the measuring tape like this. We can use measuring tape like this as well. So today we are going to measure some of the length of some of the objects in our surrounding. Plus we are also going to learn how to convert them in suitable units. Here, unit of length. We all know first of all the SI unit of length. Length is measured in meter. It's the standard unit which is used worldwide. The standard unit of length, SI unit of length is meter. And now we're just talking about measuring. Now if I have to measure a very smaller distance, shorter length, like I simply have to measure the length, suppose the length of this pen marker, then I'll simply use a short scale. We can easily measure it using the short scale. But if I have to measure the length of this board, it will be quite difficult for me to measure. You can just check over here, like it may not give me the proper measurement. So in such cases, if I have to measure a bit longer distance, then I'll be using longer scales, measuring scales like this. Yeah, as per necessity, we can use different devices for measuring length. Like we can measure shorter distances. We can see over here, if it's shorter than 1 meter, we can represent them in shorter units, smaller units like decimeter, centimeter or millimeter. You can just check over here, centimeter or decimeter or millimeter. And if it's larger or longer than meter, then we move to multiples of meter. Yeah, previously centimeter, decimeter, they are called sub-multiples. They are smaller units than meter. And if you have to measure the larger units, larger distances, length, then we follow the longer ones. Like it can be measured in decameter or hectometer or kilometers, or even it may go to miles and all. Now, this is a table showing about the multiples and sub-multiples of meter. You can just check over here. Meter is the standard one. In previous classes, slightly we started it. Now today we are going to conclude it as well. Let's move on to next. Then meter is the SI unit, and you can check over here the millimeters. Yeah, they are smaller units. So 10 millimeters. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and altogether 10 millimeters. Yes, so this is all together 10. These 10 linings are equal to one lining of that of centimeter. So we can say 10 millimeters is equal to 1 centimeter. Yes, that's why like in scale we can see here 1 centimeter, 2 centimeter, and when such 1 centimeter, 2 centimeter, it's altogether 30, then 60 and 90, and when it's all together 100, it moves on, and when it's all together 100 centimeters it would be, then it would be equal to 1 meter. Yeah, similarly when it would be continued and if it's 1000 meter, then it is equal to 1 kilometer. Yes, these are the different units. I'm showing you in the slide, like in the screen, different other units are there. Like 10 millimeters equals to 1 centimeter, 10 centimeters equals to 1 decimeter. You can just check here. There's decimeters, of course they are the sub-multiples, but decimeter, decameter, hectometer, these are less used. Okay, the commonly used ones. You can just see the relation over here, and the commonly used ones are this. Commonly used ones. 10 millimeter is equals to 1 centimeter, 100 centimeter is equals to 1 meter, and 1000 meter is equals to 1 kilometer. Once again, I'm going to write it, and right now we are going to learn few conversions as well. So here we go. Like the standard ones, 10 millimeter. I've already said 10 millimeter is equals to 1 centimeter. See, the commonly used ones we are going to convert from one to another. Of course, we have 100 centimeter equals to 1 meter, and we do have 1000 meters equals to 1 kilometer. Now we need to learn here how to convert, how to represent these in different units of measurement, different terms. Like here, it's in millimeter. We have the standard relation 10 millimeter is equals to 1 centimeter. Now, if you have to convert 10 millimeter into 1 centimeter, what do you have to do? See, first of all, you should learn. Once you please check in the previous slide, this one, like this is in an order. See, millimeters, the smallest one, millimeters, then there comes centimeter, decimeter, meter, decameter, hectometer, and then comes kilometer. Yeah, you can simply remember these as milli, centi, deci, meter. The meter is the SI unit, the standard one. Below meter they are sub-multiples. Now above meter, deca, hecto, kilometers. They are the multiples of meter. So you remember milli, centi, deci, meter, deca, hecto, kilometers. Yes. Now we have to learn the conversions, how to convert them from smaller unit to bigger unit and bigger unit to smaller. So here, if we have to convert from millimeter to centimeter, just before I showed, this is a sub-multiple, yes? This is smaller than this, centimeter. So what we have to do if it's smaller? If it's smaller, remember, first of all, remember the standard relation, and always remember we should divide it. See, we should divide. Once again, I'll just write it clearly down here. If it's 10 millimeter equals to 1 centimeter. We're talking about converting millimeter into centimeter. To convert millimeter into centimeter, we should always divide the digit, the number that is to be converted, by 10. And see here also, similarly here as also the same. You have to convert centimeter into meter. Suppose this smaller unit you have to represent in bigger unit of meter. So here also you should divide it by how much? By the same common relation, that is 100. And if you have to change from meter to kilometer, meter to kilometer, then here also you should divide it by 1000. Please remember this. This is the main technique to convert. And like for example, let's try one problem. Like here, convert as indicated, it's been shown here, 20 millimeter into centimeter. Now if you have to convert 20 millimeter into centimeter, how do you do? Let's try. 20 millimeter, you have to convert it into centimeters. How do we do this? To convert it, as I've already said, to change from smaller unit to bigger unit, you should divide by the same standard one relation by 10. It's 10 millimeter equals to 1 centimeter. That's why we should divide by 10, not by 100 or 1000. So now here, to convert 20, when we divide it by 10, now it's converted into centimeter. So this and this cancel, 0, 0, and it's 2 centimeter. So 20 millimeters, it is equal to 2 centimeter. Otherwise, you can check in the scale also. Like here, in our scale, like I have already said before, here 0 marking is here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 lines all together. It's 10 millimeter equals to 1 centimeter. And if it's 20 millimeter, it is equals to 2 centimeter. Like this we can convert. So similarly, next one, here also similar. See, if you have to convert 100 centimeter, like it's 100 centimeter equals to 1 meter. Like for example, you have to convert, let's try 200 centimeter into meter. If you have to convert 200 centimeter into meter, similarly 200 you should divide by 100. The relation, see, remember the relation between centimeters and meters. How many centimeters are equal to 1 meter? Please remember that. And then after carry on. Like when it's divided by 100, it's already converted into meters. So 2 meters. Similar is the case with kilometer. Divide by 1000. Now what if you have to change from centimeter to millimeter? Bigger unit to smaller unit. What do you have to do? Simple, just opposite of divide, you have to multiply. Multiply the unit that is to be represented in smaller unit by 10. Just opposite. If you go back, it's multiply. So if you have to change from meter to centimeter, simply multiply by 100 here. And here also if you have to change from kilometers to meters, multiply by 1000. Now let's try few. You can just check over here in the questions. Few questions are here. 5 meter if you have to change it into centimeter. Let's try here now. If you have to change, suppose convert 5 meter into 5 centimeter for example. Let's try here. If you want to convert 5 centimeter into millimeters, what do? We simply multiply. 5, if it's multiplied by 10, then it's already converted into millimeters. So 5 centimeters, they are all together 50 millimeters. Yes. Similarly, if you have to convert, similarly you are asked to convert, for example, 5 meter, convert 5 meter into, suppose, centimeters. What you have to do? 5 into multiply by 100. You are converting meter into centimeter. So you should multiply by 100. When you multiply it by 100, it's converted now into centimeters. Yes, 500 centimeters. So in 5 meter, there are 500 centimeters. For example, if you have to convert 7 kilometer into meter, 7 kilometers, how many meters are there in 7 kilometers? Then you simply can multiply it by 1000 and it's converted into meter. 7,000 meter. Now, these are different units of measurement and their conversion. Yes. So, what we have to remember is, like, according to the situation, how can we represent it in the units? Like, if you are measuring very smaller units, smaller distances, length, we can use smaller units. If you are measuring larger distances, we can represent it in larger units. Yeah. For example, we can simply try here, like, as I've already said before, if I want to measure the length of this room or length of the bed or length of your television, a small scale of 30 centimeter or 15 centimeter, it may not be useful. We might have to use some larger measuring tape or separate ones. Yes, or a meter rod or any such measuring tapes. That's why, according to the necessity, we can use the same instruments, required instruments, and also represent it similarly. Like, how would you feel like my house is 10 kilometers far from here? It's so easier to say. But if you have to say, represent it in centimeters. Like, for example, my house is 7, just for example, let's take it 7 kilometer only. My house is 7 kilometers far from here, or my school or whatever, yeah? Just for example. Like, it's so practical to say 7 kilometer, but if you say it in meter, you will have to say my house is 7,000 meter far from here. See? It sounds a bit impractical, yeah? My house is 7,000 meter. Or again, if you convert this into centimeter, how it would be? 7,000 into, you have to multiply by 100, see? Now what's the unit? See, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Unit 10, 100,000, 10,000. Yes, 100,000. So the digit becomes larger. So it's so difficult to say this. And even if you change it into millimeter, it's going to be a very huge, long or vast digit. So in such cases, whichever would be suitable, those units we are following. That's about measurement of length. Now, while measuring length, we have to follow some rules. How can we measure? There are different correct ways of measuring length. Now, for that, once please, like here, I've already said we use the scale for measuring length. Yes, there are different ways. Correct ways should be followed so that we get accurate measurement of length. If we do not follow these rules, like, we may not get exact measurement. We simply happen to measure, but we don't get the exact length of the material being measured. You can just check, like, while measuring. See, let's start. Let's measure the length of some objects. Like, okay, I want to measure the length of, suppose I want to measure the length of this box. I have a small box over here. If I want to measure its length, now we just check. We take a scale, yeah? We take a scale and just we keep the 0 point here. We keep the 0 point here. While measuring, suppose I want to measure the length of this box, I will keep the 0 scale here. You can just check. Like this, it's here. And it's exactly here, up to here, it's 17.5. Now, while keeping it, see the 0 label, 0 marking should be straightly kept here, parallel to this box is, which we are measuring. And now, while measuring, you can just look at my eyesight. See, our eyesight should be straight, parallel to it. It's not that we look from this side to measure like this. If we measure from this side, I might say it is around 17.2 centimeters. And if I look from this side, if it's not straight, see, from this side if I measure, I might say it is maybe 17.6 or 8. It's not perfect, but that's why the correct way of measuring our eye level should be vertical, straight. See, like this, it should be straight to the line, the point that's being recorded, that's being measured. Like this, it should be straight. So it is right now, I can easily say it's 17.6 centimeters. Yeah, this is one of the correct ways of measuring. Like, you can also check in the slide. For learning it a bit in detail, you can check in the slide. See, this is the error due to the wrong sight angle. We see from one side, like we're going to measure this 4.9 straight one. You can just check 4.8 straight. Yes, if we measure from left side, go a bit inside angle, then we might think it is 4.9 centimeter. This is the incorrect position. And if you look from another right side, then you might think like it's 4.7 centimeters. So it's not giving correct reading actually. That's why you should keep your eyesight straight, vertical straight, making exactly at the 90 degree of the object to be measured. And we can just check now the correct position. If you measure from here, it's 4.8 centimeters. So this is one of the way of measuring the length correctly. Such errors might occur. Now another one, error also might occur due to the damaged edges. Like if you have damaged edges like this. If the edges are damaged, then that also may not give proper measurement. Like you can see in the slide for this. Here zero marking is not present. You can see in the slide here it's the zero marking is missing. Now while measuring the length of this box, see how much can we say? 0 is missing. So can we say like it's starting exactly from 0.7 or how much is it? Yeah. So we cannot say it's exactly 4 centimeters. But in another one, see if it's broken, if the edges are damaged, how can we follow is take any other number as the reference one. Yes, you can keep this 1, marking 1 straight to the box to be measured, edge to the edge of the box to be measured, and then after you can just check over here straight, it's 4.5 centimeters. So such errors also are to be corrected while measuring length. And similarly, if you keep the position like here in the box, while measuring the length of the box, if I keep the scale like this, see, if I don't keep it straight, previously I kept it straight like this and I got it exactly 17.6 centimeters. Yes, and I just followed all the rules to be followed over here. And now if I measure like this, I just want to measure and I'll simply keep like this. If I measure like this, the length of the box is now 18 centimeters. If I keep like this, it might be 18.5 centimeters. So this is incorrect way of measuring length. It should be straight. The position of the scale and the object to be measured, it should be kept in perfect way, straightly, so that we can have actual exact measurement of the length. So these are the errors that might occur while measuring the distance, while measuring the length of the object. Now it's very easier to measure the length of these boxes, regular boxes like rectangle, or if it's a room, length of the room, breadth, height. It's very easier to measure. But now what if you have to measure the length or the diameter of a ball, the spherical objects? How will you measure the diameter of a spherical object, the ball, suppose? Like here, how do we do it is, here for this we can simply take a ball, like I'm going to measure the diameter of this ball. Okay, how do we measure it? How can we do it is, for this first of all, we take a scale. Yes, of course scale is used for measuring the length. We take a scale and we can keep the scale on the, we'll keep the scale on the table like this, and we can take 2 blocks like this, smaller, bigger, as per convenient. We can take 2 blocks like this. I'll just try to show you here and I'll present in the screen as well. So for our convenient, we take the block and like this we can keep it. Suppose I have kept it in a straight line of 3 centimeters this side here, and then after I'll take the ball. Like as I've already said, like how we cannot measure it with the help of scale. The ball's diameter like this, how can we measure? It's not possible to measure. From which side shall we measure? Yeah, it's not possible. So what we have to do is we can take help of these blocks and the scale, and then as I've already positioned it fixed in 3 centimeters, I'll write here 3. It's positioned in the beginning position, it's been kept in 3 centimeter. Yeah, like this is the scale, I have kept it in 3 centimeter line here, like it's lying in 3 centimeter here, the box. Now I will keep the ball here like this. I'll keep the ball, and then after it's exactly at 3 centimeters, and I'll keep the ball, and without moving it I'll just take another block and simply keep it straight to it like this. When I keep straight to it like this, and where it's being recorded, it's exactly touching in 13 centimeters. See, this line of the block, it's touching in 13 centimeters. Now here, see, it's lying here at 13 centimeters. So the difference between these two, we are to measure. So if it's 13 centimeter, 13 minus 3 centimeter, the diameter of that spherical object is 10 centimeters. Like this, we can find the length of the spherical object. Once have a view in the slide, in the screen, like I have measured just now, I showed it practically. Actually, it was done like this. We take a scale, you can check over there, we take a scale like this, we keep a circular spherical object like this, and in one side we keep a block. We have kept a block and it's been kept right now at 8 centimeters, and another block we keep making it in proper position without moving it, and in next side we can see it's lying in 14 centimeters. So when we deduct 14 minus 8, it's the diameter of this spherical object is 6 centimeter. So this is how we can measure the length of various objects. Yeah, we can also measure the length of spherical objects or various other objects. Now to your small project work, you can carry on so that you can have practice of this measuring length. You can measure the length of various objects found in your surrounding. You can measure the length of your science book or any other books. You can measure the length of your television. Even you can measure the breadth, height of your room. Yes, length of your room, length of your bed, your bedroom. All those objects you measure the length and you please convert it in different units. Like you are measuring it in meters, centimeters. You represent that in millimeter, or you can represent that in kilometers as well. That's a small work for you. In next class, we'll be discussing, and you can also share that with your concerned subject teachers of your school as well. And now, another topic, little bit I'd like to start so that it would be easier for us in another class, little bit about mass. So you can check mass. Slightly you might have learned the definitions in previous classes also. The amount of matter. How much amount of matter? Like we all know, the objects, they are made up of atoms, the very tiny, smallest particles. Yes, atoms. Now, these atoms, they have their own mass. Yes, they have their own mass. So, how many atoms are here? That gives us, it's the matter contained in it. Yeah, that is called mass. The amount of matter contained in our body, that is called mass. And of course, it depends upon the number and mass of atoms present in it. How many atoms are there and what's their number or what's their mass. Sorry, it's dependent, and it's also measured by using a beam balance. Last time while studying the examples of measurement, we talked about beam balance and all. You can check this sort of beam balances are used for measuring mass. Yes, while going to groceries to buy different vegetables and all, you might have seen the shopkeepers using these balances and these units of measurement. Now, like SI unit of mass, it is kilogram. Yeah, the SI unit of mass is kilogram, and like as length, small, we might have to measure different amounts of matter. Sometimes we might have to measure smaller amount of matter, and sometimes we might have to measure large amount of matter. So in those cases, we might use, if you have to measure smaller amount, we can use gram, kilogram, microgram, and if you have to measure the object, very heavy objects, then we can follow quintal, tons, and etc. Now, related to this and conversion of this, we will do in our another class. We'll study more about mass and also about time and various other regular, irregular objects, calculate their area, volume in next class. That's all for today. Have a good day. Thank you.